All right, good evening, folks. It's Joe.Russo here, the Continuing Education eClass Principal, and I'm coming to you live from my home. And
all right, good evening, folks. It's
Joe.Russo
here, the Continuing Education eClass Principal, and I'm coming to you live from my home.
Sorry about that. Just needed to mute my other devices here that I have going on, and I'm monitoring chats and testing the video and the audio, but I'm ready to go now. So as part of the online support, which I call or refer to as the YouTube live sessions, I just want an opportunity to connect with students and introduce myself and help pretty much set you up for success. Should you have any questions, I'm going to give you a little bit of a tour of how to log in and what to access in terms of resources and support, but also some very basic things which are really, I think, fundamental, and that is, and those are, you know, where to find your course and how to communicate with your teacher. So let's begin. So I know we started a bit earlier. I just wanted to test a few things. Actually, before we go in, just a friendly reminder that I am monitoring the live chat in our YouTube session. I just got it here to the left of me. So if you log in to your Google account, it'll actually allow you to enter the chat and post your questions and make your comments and so on and so forth. And then I can give you that real-time feedback and answers or clarity around your questions. If you're unable to log into the chat, there is an alternative, and that would be for you to go to the Google Doc that I shared, and the link is available in the chat area for the YouTube session, and I've shared it there. And then all you basically have to do is click on the link or go to the link on a separate page, and you'll be able to choose a box and enter your question, and I'll monitor that doc as well. So what I'll do now is I'll share my screen, and I will introduce you to the e-learning platform for those that are new. But for those that are returning, the e-learning platform does have a new look and feel to it. So it's good that you dropped in and had a look and got those pointers from me in terms of making sure that you're able to start your course on time. And really nothing much has changed in terms of the overall the actual functions and the tools, but the overall experience has changed. It's very responsive in design, this e-learning site, so regardless of the device you're working on, you'll have a very, very smooth experience on any type of device. So what I'll do right now is I've taken you to the website where you log in. The preferred browser of internet browser that we suggest is Google Chrome, and the website is tcdsb.elearningontario.ca. And for TCDSB staff and students, you would log in with your network ID and password by selecting the TCDSB button here. If you are a non-TCDSB student, and since this is a broadcast for eClass students through our ConEd program, then it is possible that we do have some eligible students that are able to register for our program. And since you are a non-TCDSB full-time student, you would use the second button to log in, and your username would be your OEN number, which could be found on your timetable or report card or credit counseling summary. Regardless of how old that number is, it would be your number going forward. And the other thing is you would need a password. So in terms of a password, just to provide a little bit of clarity here, passwords are issued to non-TCDSB students once they have completed registration. So once you've been determined as being eligible, you've got all your documentation submitted, and everything is ready to go, and you've received a confirmation, then you can contact eregister@tcdsb.org, and basically we'll issue you a password. Okay? So for the sake of this demonstration, I'm going to log in through the non-TCDSB button with an alternative login that I have, so I can show you a whole bunch of different things. Okay. Hopefully my kids are not too loud in the background. So I am just going to okay. So I have now logged in, and you'll notice that everything looks very different. It's organized differently, and potentially, well, not potentially, for sure, as a student, you would see a bit less in terms of these icons along the navigation bar here. So just to get started, the familiarity around the navigation bar. So with the navigation bar, you've got all these different tiles that offer you different possibilities. For yourself, I'm going to draw attention to the D2L Live support tile, and basically this integration is built in so that if you have any other issues regarding your e-learning experience that is not related to your username or your password, then you can click on the D2L support portal, and you'll notice that there's an area for students, teachers, there's a link to chat live, to connect through email, or to give them a call. So this is a very useful link and basically a built-in service for you when it comes to accessing support for your e-learning experience. Again, beyond the actual login information and login support that you need. I'm going to head back to the e-learning site, and there's also a student toolkit that allows you to take advantage of all of these integrations, whether they would be tools like gizmos or homework help, or they've been built in, and these are sponsored by the Ministry of Education in Ontario. So students can review these tools and see if they can use them while they're in their course, or when they're in their course. OSAPAC titles, basically by selecting the OSAPAC titles icon, you'll be taken to the OSAPAC site. OSAPAC is a group of individuals that supports the Ministry of Education by advising the ministry on which digital tools to purchase and share with all Ontario school boards. So if you go to the OSAPAC site under Digital Learning Resources, you'll be able to gain access to download information, serial numbers for those digital tools that you can access because the ministry has paid for a license and paid for access. So the next thing I want to bring your attention to is the notifications that you can set up. So right now on the top right hand side, you can go to your profile and set up notifications. So once you go to notifications, what you can do is you can basically change your email here to be one that is an external email, so a Gmail, an Outlook, something that you're going to be checking on a daily basis. And then once you've made that email change, you can scroll down and choose to receive announcements to that email, which would be right over here. For example, if your teacher posts a new announcement, then you'll automatically get an email generated to that email that you shared. And it's basically a heads up to say, hey, come back to your e-learning course. Something's been shared in terms of information. That way you can stay in touch with what's going on. So notifications, very powerful and effective tool that allows you to get those emails externally, so that you could, at an external email address that you check regularly, so that you know when to come back into your course. Although really you should be logging in daily to see what's going on. Then in connection to that notification we just set up for announcements, this would be the announcements tool I was talking about. So announcements here is where your teacher would be posting in their course around information they want to share with you, and basically that's where you would come back and get all that good up-to-date information. So the next thing we're going to want to do is I'm just going to check the chat here, the Google Doc, to see if anything's there. Wow, awesome. There are people here. Awesome. First of all, I'm going to say welcome. And thanks for the question. So I'm going to respond to this question here. Are you able to just restarting here. Are you able to show us how to see assignments teachers posted? Absolutely, absolutely. Today I clicked the grid and don't see the eClass course that I am enrolled in. What should I do? Okay. So before I go in and show you the assignments, what you can do is, for this individual who asked this question, send, if you haven't already done so, I will try to get to the emails as they come in. Send Joe.Russo at tcdsb.org an email and include your registration number if you are a non-TCDSB student. If you are a TCDSB student and your guidance counselor has registered you, then you can still contact me. Just share your username, and I will look and see if you've been, you know, what it is that's standing in the way of you not being in your course. Okay? Does each online course have the same content as other school boards? Great question. This depends on the teacher. So the Ministry of Education does share content with all boards. But teachers change content and assessments, evaluations. Okay, so I'm going to go in here and are you able to see the assignments teachers posted? So what I'll do is I'll segue into introducing where to find your courses, and then I'll show you where teachers could be posting assignments and so on and so forth. Okay? All right. So we're back here at the home page. And if you want to find your course, you should be able to find your course here on the right-hand side. Okay? If not, you can go to the grid here, the 3x3 grid, and you should be able to find it there. Okay? And if it's not there, that's when you would contact me. So for the sake of the demonstration here, I'm going to choose this course here. Okay? And we're now in an actual course. So you'll notice that there's some additional icons here. And the ones that you're primarily going to use, depending on, again, how your teacher sets up their course, you got class list, which is really important because that's a shortcut right to communicating with your teacher. So once you're in class list, you'll notice that you can find a whole bunch of students there and a teacher. So under role, I identified that this is the teacher. So if you want to send them an email, just click on their name, and you'll notice that a window opens up for you to compose a message, an email to them. So right now, the email is not populated because for the sake of the demonstration, I chose myself. But if I wanted to choose, here, I'll choose the student here. So if I wanted to email this student, then I select their name, and then you'll notice that a window opens up, and it already has an email address there. This email address is specific to basically your username within the e-learning site. So it's not an external email. It doesn't match any TCDSB email that you have. This is an email that is specifically used within your e-learning course and when you're in this e-learning site. Okay? So, you can include a subject saying, hello, new to your class, right? And then in here, in the body of the email, you can, introduce yourself. Hi, my name is Joe. I am new to e-learning, but I'm very excited. Okay? And then all you have to do is hit send, and your teacher will receive it. Okay? So one of the biggest challenges is that students, need to know what's going on in the course, and so notifications helps keep you in touch with what's going on in the course. But you also should be logging in every day, okay? And the next thing is that, you know, students tend to forget where they're at in the course. So now that you know, you can go to class list, find your teacher's name, click on the name, and easily be able to email them. Then you're pretty much ready to go. You know where to access the course, you know how to get notifications, you know how to contact your teacher. That's a really strong foundation in terms of you launching yourself successfully into your course. Now, I'm going to head back to the homepage because someone had asked a question about where do teachers post assignments. So I'm going to take a guess here because teachers do set up their courses differently. But if I had to guess, my guess would be that they would set up an announcement. Okay, so I just clicked on create an announcement. You're not going to be doing this in your course, but I'm going to pretend to be your teacher right now. And so I'm going to create an announcement. I'm going to say, welcome to e-learning. Okay. And then here I can post a message. It's kind of like composing an email, but I'm going to add a couple of things here. So to begin, I want to say hello. Next, please review the following item, because I don't know what I'm going to call up here. So I'm going to hit colon, and then I'm going to insert quick links. So your teachers could have assignments or specific items in the content that they want to link to, and they could link right on the announcement that they make. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to choose content, and I'm going to choose student orientation, and there. I'm going to pretend that that's something that they could do. So where could they post assignments? Basically under announcements would be my suggestion, because then you'll have everything under that one announcement, and then those active links there would keep you from having to search in other parts of your course. So then all you have to do as a student is click on that link, and then you're right into your assignment. Okay. Your teacher may also choose to include discussions in your course for a whole bunch of reasons. And so your teacher can do the same thing I just did here. Create an announcement and then link an actual discussion right into the announcement. Your teacher could also link an assignments folder where you have to submit your work and upload it in a particular folder. And again, they could just link it under announcements. But if you're unable to find any kind of announcement, or if you're unable to find anything, an assignment, then what do? You go to class list, you click on your teacher's name, and you send them an email. But don't do this last minute. Give your teacher some time to respond. So make sure that you're present in your course so that basically you have time to ask that question, wait for that feedback, and move you along to where you need to go next. Okay? I hope that helped. I'm just going to go back to the Google Doc to see if there are other questions. I thought there was an additional question. I guess there's not. Okay, well, if there are, I will check back. I'm going to head back to the online course, and I wanted to offer you some advice before I go on to this content here. So in terms of advice, when you're taking an online course, if you could easily forget to log in on a regular basis, easily, because you're moving about with your day and other items in your day, and perhaps you're taking other courses, I get it. But make it a habit to log in daily. Make it a habit to connect with your teacher. Let them know that you're active. Let them know that you're, keeping up with the course, and better yet, possibly even ahead, such that you can ask questions in a timely manner so that you can get those items of feedback that you need to move you further on and towards a better submission of any work you have to submit. Okay, so please consider that advice very strongly, because I want everyone to succeed. Okay, so the next round of support, because there could be some folks out there that are taking the e-learning course for the first time, or the fact that the e-learning site has changed a bit in terms of its look, where you need some time to become familiar with the environment of taking an online course. And so what you should also have available in your course list is also a learning online student orientation course, like a module that I enrolled you in. And when you access that content, it's pretty helpful because it questions, where you're at as a learner in taking an online course. So I'm just going to wait for it to populate here. And so there it is. So let's take a quiz and find out, are you ready to take an online course? So in terms, sorry about that, my kids are in the background. So have you taken an online course before? Yep, nope, actually I've taken several. So what this does is it'll connect you to different pages depending on what your answer is. So if you respond as nope, then when I hit nope and I hit next question, let's see where it takes me. Do you regularly use collaborative online tools like Google Docs or Office 365? Let's say sometimes. Next. Do you use the feedback that teachers provide you in assignments to help you learn? I just look at the mark. Well, hey, I definitely want that feedback to improve my mark. So, folks, you can tell that this resource was really well done by the ministry, and they've shared it so that, recently, so that we can make it available to students that are taking online courses. So please find this online module to support you, because the whole idea is trying to help you understand as an online learner how best to succeed in an online course. Okay, so you've got this resource here, and the other thing that I want to focus on as part of the resource, so I just want to go back here, seems to be, there we go. So the other parts that are really important are all of these different boxes here, because they focus on the different tools that you could use within your online course. So for assignments, if you want to know how to submit your assignments, there's a video here that D2L has made for you to review. It used to be called Dropbox. And so, consider reviewing this and consider having a look at what is it that you could submit in terms of file formats within an assignments folder. Okay, so I'm going to go back to, let's see, let's choose messages. So messages. So you've got access to a pager, you've got access to notifications, you've got access to email. So there really is an abundance of tools available to you to keep in touch with your teacher and your classmates. There's also an orientation part of your course for you to review in terms of, I believe this is a resource that was shared a little while back. And so I just put everything there that we have available to provide that support you need in taking an online course. But in terms of the newest resource, it would have to be this one here that I just showed you, which is the first module called Learning Online Student Orientation. Okay, just going to take a peek at the Google Doc here if there are any questions. I'm trying my best to attend the support class tomorrow night. However, I might not attend. Is it 100% required? No, it's not 100% required. Thank you for asking. Not, I'm just going to put that in there, not 100% required. That's why we're hosting these live sessions, because if we are taking virtual courses, I'm assuming then that we can connect virtually as well. And so as part of you participating in an online session like this, you're getting a chance to connect with me, you're getting a chance to ask those questions. And really, that's what matters to me as an administrator of the program, that you're able to connect with someone right away and that you're able to launch yourself and get the help that you need so that you can start your course successfully. Okay? All right, great questions tonight, folks. So I'm going to head back to the e-learning site, and I'm just going to head back to the main page. And So when you set up notifications for your teacher when your teacher sends you messages through announcements, you may also receive notifications from me when I post announcements here. So you'll have, again, the announcements tool is very powerful. The next thing I want to show you is I want to show you a website where you can go and get some information, and it's pretty important information. So it's called bit.ly/TCDSB eLearn. That's sort of the URL shortener that I've used. So this is a Google site that I've created using my Google Apps account from our board. And so on this site, I'm going to take you right away to the eClass site, or the eClass page. And when you're here, you'll notice right away that there's some important information. Like, if you want to join us face-to-face, those are the opportunities. If you weren't able to join us live and you want to watch a recording of these sessions, I've shared them all here. I got a couple more coming up, one tomorrow at the same time, 7 o'clock, and then on Friday, I believe it's 10 or 11 o'clock during the day. The other thing, and the most important part of why I'm taking you here, is because I've shared a document on this page that is going to, I'm just going to blow this out here so you can see it, that will highlight this very important timeline to your program. And so you'll notice that we started today. Midterm is already happening in April. And if you need a report card for midterm, you can just email me and pick one up. If you need to drop the course without academic penalty, you have to do that by April 30th. Final exams, if you're taking a grade 12 university level course, is on Monday, June 11th from 6 to 9 at the board office. It's 80 Shepherd Avenue East. And then final report cards are sent out, but directly to the TCDSB schools. But if you're a non-TCDSB student, you can pick one up the week of the 18th. And really, you know, these are key dates that you should already put in your calendar, above and beyond your teacher's calendar that they may share with you. Okay, and so that's it. But if you've got any issues related to your course, you can contact eregister@tcdsb.org. You can contact me, and that's it. So quite a bit of information, yes, but that's because we want to make sure that you're able to be ready for your online course and do really well. Okay, do the best that you can. All right, going back to the questions here. Awesome crowd here with all these questions. Will the TCDSB offer HRE4M? Let me just respond to that. This course will not be offered, to my knowledge. You can always check in with me about this closer to summer. Okay. All right. Are there any other questions? I'll just give everyone a chance to, review. Is it possible though? Not very likely. I'm gonna be completely forward with you. Not likely. Okay. But again, you can always check in with me closer to the summer for any kind of updates, but I'm 99.9% sure that that course won't be offered. Okay. I know, I'm just glad that everyone is suggesting any kind of course, because that means that you're enjoying online learning, and that's what makes me very happy, supporting this program. Sorry about that sound in the background. But you can always reach out to me with suggestions and ideas, and I'll try to implement them as the person supporting this wonderful medium that allows us to learn online. I wish I had this opportunity when I was in school, and so I'm glad very many students are taking advantage of this opportunity to learn digitally. And I guess that's my segue into tomorrow, because we're celebrating Digital Learning Day tomorrow. And, you know, I'm hoping that you are aware of that, and I'm hoping that if you're catching me, you know, tweeting a whole bunch about Digital Learning Day and just reviewing what we tweet, we're trying to celebrate all across the board with staff in sharing how we celebrate digital learning and how it impacts on learning in our classrooms. So on that note, I am gonna check and see if there's any other questions. I don't see any questions in the chat, but I do see some in the doc, and that's awesome. I want to thank everybody that was able to join me live today and tonight, and for sharing questions. And I wish you guys a wonderful semester. And you know, again, everyone is just one email away from connecting with you. So please don't hesitate. And I know that I'm available, and so you can email me at Joe.Russo@tcsb.org. All right? All right. That's all for now, folks. Take care, and if you need to join the upcoming broadcast tomorrow at 7, and also on Friday, I believe, 10 or 11 o'clock during the day. All right. Bye for now, folks.